Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night everyone, wherever you are. Hopefully you will always be in good health. And we are protected by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Introduce me Nora Zarima from the English study program STAI Miftahul Ulum Tanjung Pinang. In the first semester, once to complete the segment given by lecture Taufik Afdal. War English course. Discuss material about the concept of expansion of English, including how many present people speak English worldwide, what countries belong to inner circle, outer circle, and Spanish circle, and why they are categorized into such circle each. First, I will discuss about the concept of expansion of English, including how many percent people speak English worldwide. First, I will discuss about the concept of expand English. In the early Middle Age and is currently the most commonly spoken language throughout the world. English is spoken as the first language by the majority of the population in various countries, including Australia, New Zealand, and number of Caribbean countries. As well as being the official language of nearly seven countries. English is the most spoken native language worldwide, after Mandarin and Spanish. English is also used as a second language and official language by the European Union, Commonwealth of Nations, and the United Nations and various organizations other. In official UN records, English is the largest language after Mandarin and Spanish. Even today, English is studied in all educational institutions in the world as an international language. The process of translating English in the world as international language. The process of translating English into an international language must have gone through a long process. Even its emergence can be traced back to the era of ancient Western civilization. Spread on English through colonization. In practice, British immigrants' activities not only shape in the economic sphere but carry just an infiltration in culture. In an example, a terminology of knowledge always considers per culture to be to the most modern culture. In this case, we can see the phenomenon of British influence. They apply cultural standardization in areas they expand. The expansion of English language took place with expansion of the British Empire to places such as Canada, India, Africa, and Australia. The arrival of Britannia to India was preceded by the arrival of the British East India Company in 1616. As a trading destination, Britain first anchored India, namely in the cities Kolkata, Bombay, Madras, before finally India came under British control. British leadership in India began in 1765 and ended in 1947, which time English was used as a language of administration and educational. institution. Universities established in 3 cities it has played an important role in. Make English a language. Every day, Indian society in the beginning British arrival in India, some local residents were forced to accept the English as well to be able to access Western knowledge. When English was established in India, it happened as contact with local language and dialects. This impact on the different form of written English pronunciation. With the development of Imperial English, English has also become the official language of Indonesian in several such as Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong. British colonies also exist in South Africa, East Africa, and West Africa. As a result of colonization, English is also found in Australia and New Zealand. In Australia, English emerged when the Brits established a legal colony in Sydney in 1788. In Australia, English emerged when that British illegal. That time it was seen as a simple solution to the problem of British prison overcrowding. The arrival of the Brits in New Zealand occurred in 1840. In contrast to Australia, New Zealand was visited as free colony. Ethnic immigrants from southern England and from Scotland. You can imagine now it makes mixed dialect which also marks the instrument of new pronunciation. There have also been some contact with natives such as the Australian Aborigines and New Zealand Maori people. By the beginning of the 19th century, English then had spread throughout the world as a result of the great expansion of the empire. In the early mid-20th century, the British Empire began to decline. However, nowadays, English is spoken in all corners of the world. However, the factors that make English an international language are not only colonization but a combination of technology, economy, and politics. English as international lingua franca. In the paragraph above, it has been explained the United Kingdom or Great Britain was the country with the less emperor in 19th century. This imperial power was outlawed because the British Empire was on the controlling stage of the world economy. The wise track by the development of science, knowledge, and invention of new machines that support economic activity itself. This country is the embryo of modern democracy into industrial revolution and capitalist economy. These embryos are what make the United Kingdom war maker, but it dream of economy and knowledge. The merchant system developed by the kingdom with the support of economists was one of the factors that strengthened British empire, with various accommodation and service dispute to various parts of the world. It provided large surplus to the kingdom. Britain dominance so preeminently were the maritime area, making several countries Europe tried to control the territory of the kingdom. The British economy developed rapidly in the trade routes were controlled by the Brits. One of them is the sea, which is important trade route in the Asian region. It was also explained in the previous session that British rule was only in the Asian region. British empires also reached Africa and North America. In the 19th century, Britain had controlled a quarter of the world's surface. Controlling important commodities of war made is a strategy employed by the kingdom with a large commodity base, a monopoly on trading, territories, and strong naval fleets. Britain became the major master in domination the war market in the 19th century. Market domination and formation the empire, the colonies gave Britain great influence both in the economic and cultural fields. The main strategy of the British Empire in domination the war market is the application of the mercantile system. This system aims together as much resources as possible in the interest of the country's economic parents. According to Adam Smith, mercantilists will benefit of absolute superiority. Absolute effect is the ability of a country to produce goods a surface per unit absolute effect. This capability must be balanced with the availability of raw research counteract to the production process, which culminates in export activities. England, with industrial revolution and the advancement of science, had initial advantages, namely the speed and process of producing goods or services. The second step needed was to control an area capable of producing raw materials. The of temporary made England easily supply raw materials instantly. 11. The war economic rules. Empire is direct relates to globalization. In globalization, especially the war economy, always remains that there are winner and loser. A country with great economic power will occupy a winning position and become a source of influence in the development of others. The UK has faced a very intensive delivery its winner globalization. Britain's journey as economic road through imperialism and the winner of globalization has brought her language to become winning language too. Experts agree the language occupies an important position in the globalization process. The global world is built and reconstructed through language. English as the lingua franca has indirectly become a tool to strengthen British domination in the war economy because the language resides in thinking and cultural hegemony. Okay. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.